Okay, see this? This is the difference between a ringlet, a bouncy old school ringlet, and a loose wave. I'm a celebrity hairdresser and I've been doing hair on red carpets, photo shoots, and press junkets for my clients for 2 decades. I'm gonna show you how to do a modern loose wave instead of a bouncy old school ringlet. And I can tell you the #1 mistake people make when they're trying to do this, but they end up with this. Although it is about having a good iron, it's not just about the iron you have, it's also about how you hold the hair on the iron. So stay tuned till the end and I'm gonna show you all of my tips and tricks. I'm gonna show you the tools I use for my clients when they're on the red carpet, and yeah, stick around. You're gonna wanna see this. Okay, before we even start, I just wanna say I've blown out my hair. I washed and blew it out. I have freshly washed kind of boring hair, and I just want like a soft modern wave. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. First, let's talk about prep. So the prep is important because if you have a hard time keeping a wave in your hair, this might be what's happening for you. I used a heat protector before I blew out my hair, and now I'm gonna use another heat protector before I put an iron. Before an iron comes anywhere near your hair, we have to use a heat protector. My all-time favorite heat protector is the Orbe Gold Lust Dry Heat Protection Spray. This is beautiful. It protects up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit and 232 degrees Celsius. What I love about this, and what I'm always looking for, are products that you can't see the product. Their hair just looks like effortlessly beautiful. And so the products I reach for have to perform and do exactly what I need them to do, but look invisible. And this is a beautiful heat protector that you will never see, but I know I'm not damaging my hair or my client's hair. So I'm gonna start with this. Today I'm using a T3, this is a Model X, I believe. It's a couple years old. This is 1 1/4 inch size barrel. And I really like the T3 because they have super long barrels. When your hair is long like mine is, it's longer than the frame. Having a long barrel is really nice. The other reason I like this is right now I've got it set to medium heat, which lives around 360 to 380, give or take. And for this modern loose wave that I wanna put in, I don't wanna scorch my hair. There are days where I want, like, if I'm creating like an old Hollywood super sculpted, I really want the heat to be high, but for the most part, let's put it around medium. If you have really fine hair, I would even go down to low medium. Really thick, coarse hair, I would go to medium high. But I have medium texture, medium density hair, and it's already blown out, so I'm just gonna leave it on medium. I'm using a 1 1/4 inch barrel, but if you have short hair, go with something closer to 1 inch. If you have even longer hair, 1.5 inches is probably better for you. All right, let's hop into it. I'm gonna save you years of bad hair days. First of all, when I watch people do their own hair, I see them like applying the spray, you know, maybe they fluff up and they go like this and they just, you know, they don't section their hair, and that is one of the biggest mistakes. You have to take your time in sectioning your hair. I know it's an extra step, but it is the difference between having okay hair and having amazing hair. You wouldn't just put like foundation on your chin and your forehead. You put it all over your face. So it's the same thing. Really take the time to section your hair. So I'm gonna take, it's about 1 inch of hair, and I'm gonna take 1 by 1 square inches of hair. We're doing small sections. If you take too much hair and you curl it all at once, what's happening is the outside of that section is getting all of the heat and the inside isn't, and the heat isn't reaching the inside. So what you're doing is scalding the outside, not getting the middle of that section hot enough, and that's also gonna make your hair fall out. Take your time, take 1 by 1 sections of hair, maybe a little bigger if your hair is fine, stay around the same size, or maybe even smaller if your hair is really thick. Again, I'm right in the middle, so I'm gonna do 1 by 1-ish. Not a precise science. Always shake your hair products. That's how you're gonna get the best bang for your buck. I'm gonna do a nice light coating. Here we go. I'm going to hold the iron completely perpendicular to the floor. For pieces of hair in the back, I'm gonna go up and around, and I'm gonna open the iron, and I'm going to wrap it away from my face, and I'm going to hold it there. I'm not gonna clamp the clamp down the entire time. I might give it like a couple seconds of it, but I'm not in general gonna hold it down. Now, when it comes out, we're going to give it a very light tug. This is gonna relax the wave and make it just like effortless. It grew out of my hair like that, but we all know it didn't. For this side, I'm gonna repeat the process. And this side, I don't have to go up and around, but I'm still gonna wrap it away. And I'm not putting the iron super close to my scalp. I'm doing it about 2 to 3 inches down, and that is going to be true for the whole curling session. So we're wrapping just like this. And I'm gonna show you on the next section how not to wrap. That's another important part. Again, just kind of fluttering up and down, let it come out, and then give it just a gentle little pull, just like that. I'm gonna do the back of my head, and then when I get closer to the front, I'm gonna show you what not to do. So watch me curl. The back of my hair is curled. I just find it easier to be able to explain to you what I'm doing with the front of my hair. So the back is done. You saw me do it, but now I'm gonna tell you exactly what I was doing. So again, I'm taking about a 1-inch horizontal section, and I'm gonna clip that up out of the way. What we're gonna do is alternate directions. This is not a new technique. I know everyone has talked about this already. If I do this piece going away from my face, I'm gonna do this piece going towards my face. And around my face, I know I see other tutorials online all the time. You don't wanna curl in towards your face, because what you're doing is you're eliminating your neck area and making your self look smushed. I don't know for a better way to say that. You wanna make yourself look tall and elevated, and you can do that with hair. I do that with updos all the time, the placement of buns and updos and stuff like that. Everything is to be the illusion of up and lifted. So keeping this neck area open, curling the hair around your neck outwards, and then curling away from your face around your face framing hair, around your hairline. The hair around your hairline. I can't describe this today, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. All right, so let's take this piece. Now, I kind of liken this to why food at restaurant tastes better than what you have at home. It's because they use more salt. And just like that, you wanna make sure you're using enough heat protectant and product. Don't skimp on it, because you're gonna see that's why I wanted you to apply the heat protector in sections. Before every iron, we do that piece so that you're not missing any hair. And I promise you the end result is gonna look better than if you just willy-nilly spray it on. So, all right, so I'm gonna go up and over. I kind of grab the cord on my elbow. I'm gonna hold the iron completely perpendicularly to the floor. I'm wrapping away like this, and I'm not letting go of the hair around each wrap. And I'm gonna show you what I mean in the next section. So I kind of like hold the hair, I move the iron up and down on the piece of hair, let it go, and just give it the most gentle little pull. That's going to relax the wave pattern and make it look like a wave instead of a curl. I don't want a ringlet today. Now this is what I mean by the way you hold the hair, and I find that if you can master this part, you will master this soft, modern, romantic wave. So again, we're going to, actually, I'm gonna get a little bit more hair so I can just for demonstration purposes, we're going to, so what not to do. This is the part of what makes something a ringlet or a wave. This piece should be going forward, but because I'm gonna show you this do as I say, do as I do, not what what not to do. Oh my God. All right, here's what not to do. Open up the tongue and see as I'm wrapping the hair around, I'm turning the hair so that it's laying flat on the iron. But this, you see that? How it's flat on the iron? That's what's gonna give you a ringlet, and you don't want that. So you can see when I let it out, how it kind of like falls onto itself, where this is a wave, this is like a ringlet. The back is like a wave, and this last piece I did is a ringlet. This is what we don't want, this piece. So what you want to do as you wrap the hair around the iron is, instead of keeping it flat, keeping the hair flat on the iron, you're going to not let the hair go. You're going to hold the hair, and it's going to bend around the iron. It's a little far up to my face, but I'm keeping the hair in my hand. I'm not keeping it flat on the iron. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can see that this is not like a flat ringlet. And you're gonna see the difference. See, that's a wave, a little tug. This is a wave, this is a ringlet. It's like flat. You can see the curl pattern in there. Can you see that? I hope I'm explaining this well enough. I'm gonna do it a couple more times on this side. Always, if your hair's tangled and you put a tangle on an iron, that's asking for breakage. So not all the time, but when I feel a tangle, I kind of want to give it a little brush out. All right, so the first piece around my face is going to go away. I'm not letting the hair go flat. I'm keeping it in my hand so that it wraps around the iron in a loose wave. Instead of, if you hold it flat to the hair, you will get a ringlet. Just a nice little subtle tug, and it relaxes it just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do it the wrong way again to hopefully demonstrate what I'm talking about. So this time I'm turning the hair as I wrap it around the iron to lay flat instead of holding it. This is a loose wave. This is a ringlet. And ringlets are not modern. I hope that you can see the difference. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. It's my preference. I think that waves are better. Waves are just softer and more romantic. It looks a little more effortless and undone, and I think just a little more modern. When I think about ringlets, I kind of think about like when I was growing up in the 80s. Yes, I was in the 80s. I also have, that's why I have a lot of gray hair, because I grew up in the 80s. So we're gonna just keep going. We're almost done. This really doesn't take a long time. I mean, if you have a lot more hair than I do, it will take longer, but once you get the hang of this, it really does not take a long time to curl your hair. It's the blowout that takes a long time. This front piece is gonna go away from my face, so I'm gonna go towards my face. And again, we're going about 2 to 3 inches. See, I'm not keeping the hair flat. I'm just holding onto it and let it go around the iron. I kind of like do this like rocking back and forth motion. I'm not clamping the ends. I'm holding on to them, but I'm also not making them straight. That's kind of more of a beachy wave. And then I'll just tap, tap every once in a while, but I don't hold the clamp closed. And just give it a nice little loose tug. Can't make a pretty spray face, no matter how hard I try. Now this, because I want it to go away, I'm gonna change into my other hand, and this is hard to do. I'm not ambidextrous, but I wanna hold it perpendicular, and I want the wave to go away, so I want it to be on this angle. And I'm just gonna kind of pull it up and down, move the iron, help seal the cuticle, and then as it comes out, just give it a nice little pull. Really soft and pretty, and you see it like opens up the area where the cheekbone is. If you curl it in towards your face, unless you're hiding something on your face, which is fine if you want to, but that's typically I want to be, highlight the things in my face that are lifted, and by opening up this area around my cheekbones, that's what is accomplished. Put some tangles, and again, up and around. I'm going to go away on this last piece, not too close to my roots. Hold it, hold the hair so it's not flat on the iron. Give it a couple like up and back pulls. You close the iron, the clamp for a second, and then out it comes. I'm gonna give it a nice little soft pull. For my bangs, I'm not gonna do much because I don't want to curly bang. I'm just gonna do the ends so that they match up with what's happening here. So I'm gonna go up and around, and just kind of guide it out. My bangs are super straight today, and I have no idea why. There. Yeah, now it's part of the rest of the hair. See, there's not a lot of movement going on up here. Soft modern waves, it's kind of like cheekbone down. All right, everything is curled, or everything is waved. I'm gonna stop saying curl. We're not doing curls today. I'm gonna let this fully cool down. You can do like 2 minutes if your hair is on the finer side, but I like to give it like a good at least 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go fill up my wine glass and I'll be right back. Okay, it's been exactly 10 minutes. My hair is definitely cooled down. I don't feel any residual heat. That is the key. I'm going to take a wide tooth comb. This one is from GHD. It's carbon and anti-static, which I like. It helps fight frizz. Today I'm going to take a little texturizing spray. I think these loose modern waves really look good with it, just a little bit of texture, and I'm using Orbe Après Beach. I like this because instead of the dry texture spray, it has a little bit of shine, and I think these loose modern waves, you want to have hair that screams healthy hair, and I think a little shine says that instead of like a dry matte piecey texture, which there is a moment for that as well, but I think this look really benefits from a little bit of shine. First of all, before I put on the Orbe, I'm going to lightly, with a very light, loose hand, brush through the waves. How pretty. And just get them kind of broken up first. So pretty. Now I'm going to flip and I'm going to go like this. I'm gonna kick my slippers off. And I'm just gonna flip it over, give it a little break up, and then flip it back. Now we're gonna shake up the texturizer. Always shake your products, especially texturizing products. We're gonna do a little claw hand. And I'm gonna lift my hair. And as I'm spraying, I'm kind of lifting it so it gets evenly dispersed through the hair. This side. A little extra in the back. Now, I'm going to spray some of this on my comb. And I'm just gonna kind of put it into place a little bit more so it's not as flyy away-y. Loose waves, loose modern waves, right? All right, let's do a recap of what we learned today, and I hope that you have some takeaways. First of all, the heat protection is non-negotiable. We're going to take our time, section our hair, go 1 inch by 1 inch. Really getting into each strand is how you're gonna achieve a red carpet look like this at home. Then alternating each section, one away, one forward. We're holding the iron completely perpendicularly to the hair. We're wrapping the hair around the iron. And this is the takeaway here, this big one. We're not holding the hair flat on the iron. We're wrapping it and keeping the hair held together tightly, because holding it flat on the iron is what's gonna give you a ringlet, and we're not into ringlets now. We don't wanna see a curling iron anywhere, and ringlets scream, I curled my hair. Whereas this is just kind of like undone, a little more effortless, a little more, I don't know, modern. So loose modern waves, that's what we're going for. That's what I think you're gonna love seeing in your hair. If you try this and it works, will you please leave me a message in the comments below and let me know which iron you used, which products you used. Did you use the ones I recommended? And if you have any hair question you want me to tackle, again, I've been doing red carpet hair for 20 years. I've worked on magazines, fashion shows, premieres all over the world. I have a wealth of knowledge. I would love to engage with you. Please leave me a comment. And if you're new here, I'll reintroduce myself. My name is Aviva, and this is the channel where professional hair care meets real life. I have got so many fun videos coming up, so please make sure you subscribe. And if you like today's video, please give it a like, a thumbs up. I'm really trying to build the channel, and it would help me greatly. There's a fly flying around somewhere. I will see you in my next one. Cheers.